Hi, I'm Matthew Clark, and as we celebrate Black History Month, it's a great time to look back and take note and reflect on the many achievements that African Americans have had on this country, its people, and its history. Of course, we all know Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., George Washington Carver, and who can forget Rosa Parks. But often as we look back and reflect, there are some other lesser-known historical pioneers of the Black history movement. Take, for example, Terrence Smith. Terrence Smith became the first African American to successfully transition from an all-meat diet to an all-plant-based diet. That's right, Terrence Smith became the first African American in history to become a vegan.
Before Terrence Smith became the first black vegan, that was just unheard of. Now, don't get me wrong, me myself, I still eat burgers for breakfast, but if I wanted to be a vegan, I could, without getting beat up. So, thanks, Terrence. Oh, but no race should do yoga though. Just stretch regularly without all the paganism. Like, oh, look at me, I'm a pagan and flexible. No.
Veganism to black people isn't even a thing. I mean, come on, man. Not eat animals? That's just whack. Well, it was. That's until Mr. Smith came along and said that plants are cool. And not just the plants that you roll up and smoke. Man, that guy was a pioneer. He was a pioneer for all black people.
That's right, Terrence Smith's legacy is still felt by many in this country. Thank you, Terrence. You certainly were a pioneer. And speaking of black pioneers, this next gentleman paved the way for many other millions of African Americans to enjoy something that we all take for granted. In 2005, Reginald Sims became the very first African American to watch and enjoy an episode of Friends.
Now, just because there aren't any black people on the show doesn't mean it's not funny. I wouldn't know because I don't watch it, but Reginald did. So now it's acceptable to binge watch entire season 4 on DVD. Reginald did that for us. Now I can get my Chandler on. Can I be wearing any more clothes?
To me, Reginald really opened the door. I mean, before him, I had to shame watch Friends in the bathroom or in the attic because it wasn't acceptable for black folks to watch that show. Now, not only is it acceptable to watch it, but hell, I was on it. Reginald broke down that barrier.
Yes, while these pioneers of color broke down barriers, severed stereotypes, and paved new roads for millions of Americans after them, it's important to look back and reflect and understand that they weren't the first, nor will they be the last.
Some people take their freedom for granted. They often forget that there were a lot of pioneers that made their freedom possible. You know, like when I think about the early movement and those freedom fighters, I think of Warren T-Bone Johnson. Now here's a guy who was the first black man to tell the cops he didn't say anything. And then it's just all downhill from there though. So.
And as we continue to celebrate Black History Month, let's remember to keep these heroes' memories alive, lest they be forgotten. Things were a lot easier in many ways for many people because of the trails that they blazed. I, for one, am very happy to have been here. Thank you for joining me. I'm Matthew Clark, and happy Black History Month.